It evolved to seek rewards, avoid pain, and conserve energy.
And if you change your dopamine inputs, you change everything.
Your brain wasn't designed for the world you're living in.
Dopamine was never meant to be entertainment. It was meant to guide survival.
Your brain is programmable. It adapts to whatever you feed it. Your motivation drops, your focus collapses, discipline feels impossible.
You try to force willpower, but willpower was never the problem. For millions of years, dopamine rewarded hunting, gathering, problem-solving.
But today, your brain is being hacked by endless artificial rewards. Most people choose the easy dopamine path because their brain is conditioned to do so.
Over time, your dopamine receptors weaken, requiring even more stimulation to feel the same reward.
So you become scattered, unfocused, constantly switching tasks, addicted to distraction. Your time slips away, and you wonder why you can't stay consistent.
Your baseline dopamine drops, so even simple tasks feel exhausting.
Your brain craves high stimulation, so real work feels unbearably slow. High stimulation rarely means high productivity. In fact, it's usually the opposite. You're not lazy. You're not broken. Your dopamine system is simply overloaded. But the good news is, your brain can be rewired. And the process begins with understanding how dopamine shapes your behavior. The dopamine cycle can be reset, giving you back control over your mind.
Step 1. Remove overstimulation. Reduce the sources that constantly hijack your dopamine.
Mute notifications. Hide icons. Make your phone less stimulating.
As you reduce stimulation, your dopamine baseline begins to normalize.
Your brain finally gets a moment to breathe, to stabilize.
Step 2. Introduce controlled discomfort calver, the doorway to discipline. Start tiny. Small challenges rebuild dopamine sensitivity and strengthen discipline. The more you engage in low dopamine activities, the stronger your focus becomes. Your baseline dopamine increases, giving you more energy for meaningful work.
With your dopamine reset, discipline becomes natural.
Step 3. Build deep focus, the skill your brain has forgotten.
Create an environment where focus is the default, not the exception.
Choose a block of time. Even 15 minutes of uninterrupted focus reshapes your brain. Once your brain realizes distraction isn't an option, it begins to obey.
Neural pathways strengthen. Attention circuits rebuild.
Your brain begins eliminating weak signals and enhancing the ones you use repeatedly. Distractions lose their power because you stop feeding them dopamine.
Your baseline rises hell, making discipline easier, productivity smoother, and focus more natural.
Step 4. Align your identity with the person you want to become.
Your habits follow your identity, and identity follows repetition.
Tell your brain who you are. Your actions will fall into alignment. Old habits lose strength every time you choose not to feed them.
Your emotions and your logic finally begin to align.
Growth becomes steady. Not dramatic, but steady.
Tracking your behavior reinforces identity, and identity reinforces discipline.
Your brain begins to crave challenge instead of escape. Your mental energy increases. Your clarity sharpens. Momentum becomes effortless. Your new identity takes control. Step 5. Sustain the system that rebuilt your discipline.
Consistency is not luck, it's structure, a system you return to daily. Small, repeated actions engrave deep neural pathways. Stillness restores dopamine balance and stabilizes your focus. Old cravings return, but they no longer control you.
Discipline becomes protection, a shield against impulsive behavior. Long-term clarity emerges. You begin thinking months ahead, not minutes. Your mental energy rises. Tasks feel lighter than before. You start achieving consistently. Success no longer feels random.
Step 6. Expand your capacity. Your brain adapts to the level you demand of it.
Your capacity grows one challenge at a time, not all at once. Every step builds on the last, forming a staircase of habits. Eventually, growth slows. You hit plateaus or point, not because you're failing, but because you're adapting. With the right push, your brain breaks through, creating new capacity.
Your new baseline makes challenges feel normal, not overwhelming.
Your cognitive bandwidth expands. You can handle more with less stress. What once overwhelmed you no longer does, because you've rewired your response. Your stamina grows, allowing you to sustain deep focus longer than ever. You become someone who thrives on challenge, not someone who runs from it. Step 7. Delay dopamine, the fastest way to train discipline. When you delay gratification, you weaken the dopamine pull.
Patience increases dopamine tolerance and restores focus.
Ignoring the urge strengthens the system that builds self-control.
Delayed dopamine feels richer, deeper, and trains long-term motivation.
Deep focus becomes easier when dopamine is not constantly hijacked.
Your reward circuitry rewires toward long-term achievement. Self-control becomes automatic. Temptation loses its grip.
You finish tasks faster because your mind no longer fights itself.
You rise above distractions, driven by a brain built for discipline. Step 8. Rewire through repetition. Kensei, the essence of long-term discipline. Repetition trains the brain, carving pathways that become second nature. Neural pathways strengthen through consistent activation.
Deep work becomes easier the more you return to it.
Consistency compounds, forming an unbreakable identity. Instant rewards lose their appeal, replaced by long-term goals. Your dopamine baseline stabilizes at a healthier, higher level. You rise above impulses, guided by a brain built for clarity. And you begin stepping into the identity you've been building all along.
Step 9. Reconnect with meaning pulls, the deepest fuel for discipline.
When you care deeply about something, discipline becomes connection, not punishment. When your goals are meaningful, your actions gain direction. Clarity makes it easy to aim and effortless to act. Purpose strengthens your neural pathways and fuels long-term discipline. Every step becomes easier when it leads somewhere meaningful. Meaning integrates everything, your habits, your thoughts, your discipline.
Your actions align with your identity. Your identity aligns with your purpose.
Old beliefs dissolve, replaced by a stronger self-image. This is where discipline transforms you and where your new life begins. Step 10. Build unbreakable momentum, the engine of a disciplined life. Momentum starts small, but grows with every action you repeat. Once momentum takes over, discipline becomes automatic. You accomplish more in weeks than you used to achieve in months. Your speed increases not recklessly, but efficiently. Momentum turns effort into ease and action into identity. Your drive becomes internal, no longer dependent on motivation. You reach heights your old self could not imagine. A year of slow momentum beats a lifetime of inconsistent effort. And momentum carries you into a future shaped by discipline. Here's the paradox. When you stop chasing dopamine, dopamine begins working for you. The world doesn't change, you do. Your brain stops reacting to noise.
A rewired brain isn't louder, it's clearer. Your actions harmonize. Your thoughts align. Your identity stabilizes.
You rise, step by step, not through motivation, but through structure.
Discipline is the doorway to your highest potential.
You become someone who does the hard things, because that's who you are now. Your direction is set, Your mind is aligned.